Just to state that a few months ago, we resigned with my team in finance, and we sat down with the governor and agreed on a few issues that were bringing problems. One being the interference of the department and being dictated upon by the governor himself. So he agreed, and we had a return to work agreement memorandum, of which when we went back he did breach the same, and that's why we did another resignation, because we could not work under the same conditions of being intimidated and interfered with. So our main worries on why we resigned is because of a few issues. One being issue of public properties. As you are all aware, the finance department is the custodian of the public properties, and finance being the custodian of this, much of the public properties has been transferred to private individuals, more so this including the staff houses in the counties and other public properties, and quarries. The county quarries has also been transferred to public individuals. So as the custodian of these public properties, we feel we cannot work this way. When land is being transferred, when the public land is being transferred to private individuals who are relatives to the governor. The issue of recruitment of staffs at the county level. As we are all aware, the Kiambu County government wage bill is far much above the 35% recommended by the SRC. And in this case, we are finding it difficult to operate in such a situation where the governor is engaging Cassius verbally without even having the engagement letters, despite the so many circulars that have been issued by the county treasury regarding freezing of recruitment. And in this case, revenue collectors in the counties are people who are not engaged through the right way, as they don't have the engagement letters, and so we are operating with people who are not even staffs in the county, and they're the ones who are collecting the revenues. We have another team that is branded as an enforcement team that operates within the county and has no engagement letters. So the governor has been engaging staffs on casual engagement basis without regard to the county public service board. This is worrying, as we cannot work under such conditions. The other case is concerns the procurement. Procurement at the counties has no independence, as this has been interfered with by the governor himself through intimidation and dictating on the evaluation committees at the department level. All the tenders are awarded to the family members, the wife, son, and the proxies, which is not supposed to be so according to the law. In this case, the independence of the procurement department, we find that procurement being in finance, we cannot operate on being dictated on what to do, who to award the tenders, and the contract price, and all that. And another case of conflict of interest is whereby the tenders are being awarded to the MCAs in the county. This is to suppress the independence of the assembly, and also to suppress the oversight role by the assembly. And this is also in conflict of interest, as these members of the assembly are supposed to play their role of oversight. Another case that made the group to resign is the issue of payment in the finance department. When we came in as finance team, we inherited pending bills way back from 2016, and the same has not been cleared, has not been cleared up to date. in disregard of the executive order that was issued by the president. And so as finance, we sat down and decided to pay these suffering contractors, the contractors who went and took loan. The loans are in arrears. Some have even died. And so that's what made the governor to transfer from Department of Finance to Department of Trade. He has been calling the contractors through phone calls and engaging them so that he can pay them the pending bills. So much of this has been talked, and we feel that we cannot work independently in finance, and that's why we have resigned. What I can tell the public is that I'm not sacked. I'm the one who didn't resign. I did a resignation letter after I heard through the media that I've been transferred to a Department of Trade. And all the rocks in the finance department were interfered with and exchanged, and so that we cannot gain entry into the department. Yes, I'm very much willing to share this information with the investigating agencies, the EACC and the DCI. As we all understand that the county is under investigation because of the corruption allegations, mostly targeting the family members of the governor. And so we are very much willing to share the same so that the government can move in and save the Waititu of Kiambu. What I can say about picking of phone calls is that when we went back after resigning the first time, we didn't agree on some issues. And then we cannot work under pressure in the Department of Finance, and we needed our independence. And that's why we decided to work independently as per the PFM Act and as per the procurement procedures. And so that's why we avoided being dictated on. If action is not, if government does not move in with speed and save the Waititu of Kiambu, we are likely to dissolve this county the way the Taita Taveta government is moving on. Because if all the public properties have been acquired and transferred to the private individuals, I don't see Kiambu surviving. And also, if the recruitment is being done the way it is done, without giving the Public Service Board the independence of recruiting the staffs, I don't think we can manage the county like a kiosk. This county is a GOK, it's a government of Kenya county, and that's why it is funded, and doesn't have to be managed like a personal kiosk for the families and proxies. To give us a list of the supplies and the contractor that he wish the department to pay, and we declined on this. We're saying that we don't have to be given and dictated upon, being given written notes and what have you. We say now we want to operate as a finance department, and that's why we are given another transfer to trade and tourism department, of which we've not seen the letter. We are just hearing the same through the social media. So far, I don't feel under threat, and we are not fearing because we are talking the truth, and the truth be told to the world and to the county, and everybody who is listening to this, that we will not live under fear and intimidation. We are very strong and we are very serious on this. If somebody has acquired public property, you need to return back. And you don't have to go pay the kickback so that you can supply in the Kiambu County. Kiambu County is a government organization where people are free to tender and do the supplies. You don't have to take the kickbacks, the 10% to the governor, so that you can be given the supplies.
In terms of money, how much?
The pending bill of 1.8 billion that was audited through the Auditor General's office, and we were given 1.1 billion as the eligible pending bills, and the 400 million was to be investigated based on missing payment.
Waambie huyu anichukulie vitu zangu hapa kwa gari. Muite mwenye hii gari. Unakamata kwa nini? Nichukue vitu zangu hapa kwa gari.
Unakamata kwa nini?
Sijui. Sijui. Wacha nichukue vitu zangu kwa gari. Wacha nichukue vitu zangu kwa gari.
Gari kwa wapi?
Na mwenye wako pale. Nitia, hebu nitia kwenye gari.
Yako na mwenye.
Gari ni yako masi yako?
Ni ya brother yangu tuko naye pale kwa hoteli. Ako hapa kwa hoteli. Nitia nitolee vitu zangu. Wacha nitolee vitu zangu.
Siri brother yako naye? Alafu sisi yako na vitu zako sasa shida nini?
Siwezi enda bila simu.
Twende bwana.
Siwezi enda bila simu.
Hii mtu anatudanganya bure.
Hapa.
Mbona kama vitu kwa nini?
Si unafaa ukuwe hado na mwanamke? Akuwe hado na mwanamke.
Sasa hatuna mwanamke sasa hivi. Fanya nini?
Lakini si ungepita na mwanamke.
Hatuko kwa hapa tutashika mwanamke. Huyo mwenye wamechukua kwa gari.
Ndio anyikeroke.